here's what we're concerned about. Here's why we do watch those numbers so closely. Okay. Over here, the top one, okay, they call this a normal artery. All right, unfortunately, we're starting to see some of that plaque build up even on kids now. In the unfortunate cases where they do autopsies on children, we are seeing some of that plaque build up even in those at the youngest ages, okay, unfortunately. So I don't want you to think that a normal artery is this spick and span, okay? It's not quite. But you can see that it gives you a nice big area. Why is it important to have that nice big space there in that artery? Blood flow, right? That artery is carrying that blood, that oxygen-rich blood, that nutrient-rich blood all over your body, okay? And so when you have this nice open artery, nothing's hindering that. It's getting where it needs to go. Now contrast that with this one here, the lower one, okay? See how it's kind of building up here on the side? What that does then is compress the amount of space that that blood has to push through, right? Now, if you have the same volume of blood that's trying to push through a smaller area, is it any wonder that high cholesterol usually goes hand in hand with high blood pressure? Does that make sense? It's like when you squeeze a garden hose, right? It comes out much harder. It's putting more exertion on those artery walls, all right? So what we have when we have this plaque buildup there, okay, that's a hardening and the narrowing of the arteries, or arteriosclerosis. Okay? That can then lead to, when you have this compressed area, okay, if that's happening in one of the arteries leading to your heart's not getting enough of that oxygen-rich blood. And that can then lead to coronary heart disease. Okay? That can lead to pain or pressure in your chest, okay, angina. Okay? What can then happen, again, depending on what arteries are affected by this, but if you have this blockage here that takes place, and you end up getting more damage to that. So you have that plaque buildup that's already narrowing that. And then if you get an injury, now the inside of your blood vessels work very much like your skin. If you scratch your skin, okay, it'll scab over, right? You get that little kind of blood clot on there and then it scabs over. Same thing happens on the inside of those blood vessels. So if that clot gets big enough, or if you have a piece of plaque that breaks off from somewhere else, and it comes down and it hits an area like this that's narrowed, if that's in one of the arteries leading to your heart, that causes a heart attack. Okay? If it's in one of the arteries leading to your brain, that'll cause a stroke. Okay? It's blocking the blood flow to those major organs. Now this can also happen, you could have a clot that gets in your leg. Right? It's still causing damage. It's blocking the blood flow to everything down below that area. Okay? And if it goes too long, that could lead to amputation, okay? Gangrene, other complications. So we don't want this happening anywhere. We want to try to avoid this and keep our risk as low as possible.